Okay, I'm in the vacant unit, and so this is water. When we're contemplating houses of this age, it has 3 channels of brick. So just think about like 3 fingers like this in succession. And there's a parapet wall, so we'll contemplate that as a cap that goes over those 3 channels. And sometimes it gets displaced or broken, and that allows water to start coming through those channels. And then you end up with this plaster that's peeling. It's not a big deal, but it would need to be knocked down, re-mudded, sanded, and painted. And then more importantly, we have to contemplate why it's, cracking like that. This is double pane glass older, window units, and radiant heat, which is surprising because I saw ducts on the other side. So I think they upgraded the heat and cooling on the 225 side, 2005 side, or 2025 side, excuse me, but not the 2027 side. I'll figure that out when we get downstairs. All right, bathroom. Again, radiator. It's not as updated as the other unit. I'm not appalled by that because, I do rehabs, but it's something to note. These are just panels. These can easily be taken off and tile up the wall, change out the shower head, put glass on here if you want to, 88 height toilet, new vanity. There's room here for a larger vanity or even a vanity with a pantry. You could put in a vent or you can leave it with the window. I will tell you that some of the cracking you see in ceilings like this, in bathrooms like this, is because it's not appropriately ventilated and people aren't opening the window when they shower. There's no pantry behind here. There sometimes is. I also didn't see an access panel to the faucets. So this is the tub. So perhaps you can go in through here for the bottom of the plumbing here, but we'll have to see. That may not be necessary, but got tile here, that's fine. Pantry, also fine. Kitchen. Original cabinets, dishwasher, refrigerator, stove. Easily redone. You could paint them, you can swap them out. You can do 42-inch cabinets here. A kitchen of this size to redo with labor and materials, probably like 15 or less. Let's see what they're saying here. Okay, so the grout here is coming up, and that's likely because they didn't level the floor before they laid it. And so the tile is a little loose. Fuel runs. Okay, what is this for? Boiler. Got an issue with the boiler. I'm not mad at that. Could mean a replacement. Closet. Big closet, actually. Interesting. Wonder why it's stained that way. It's in the closet though. Window units, boiler systems. It's a gas boiler. Okay. Downstairs. So this unit here is the one that was the rental side. So I'm assuming they fixed up the rental sides on both. But we'll know more when we can see the interior. So this is typically like the living room, dining room, kitchen, then bedroom. I like the stained glass. Windows. Let's look at this deck situation. That's the lock. So if you have an angry ex-girlfriend who wants to scale in, she can. Ooh. This is a little soft here. There's a soft spot here. I need to figure that out. Oh, somebody's in there. Okay. This isn't up to current safety standards based on height, but I'm sure it's grandfathered in. I'm more concerned with how soft these spots are in the decking. I want to check underneath when I get back downstairs. There's no outlets or lights out here. That could be a bonus for use of that space. Okay. Just checking to see if I see any other spots of dramatic peeling that could be affiliated with, excuse me, failure of the roof. Squishy floor. Yeah, I will pull that up. I will pull all that tile up and re-level it. Okay. Rear stairwell. I like that they changed out the locks to these auto locks on on the front. I would do the same here. It's the rear stairwell. Got a little bit of settling crack here. This is to the rear light. This needs some oil. Yeah, you can tell this is an updated side. I'm wondering what you look like. Settlement crack running all the way down. Okay. Well, let's stick inside first. Okay, each one has access to their own light. All right, when we're in basements, checking the boxes. 100 amps all the way around. I want to see when they were most recently installed, if possible. There's no dates on these, though. But all look good. Look at this guy. Master shut off to the building. Wow. Okay. First floor south. Got a lot more breakers running here. Probably because of the dishwasher. Okay. All right, all metered, which is good. Gas appliances for the dryer. This really needs to be a GFI up there. What are you two? AC. That's an AC line. Or no, what is that? Why is it running all the way down there? For a dishwasher? Where's the light switch? Play around with some of these switches. Oh, each one gets a light bulb. That's funny. Okay, so here's the boiler. Out of order. AC. Or is this a boiler too? Nope, it's got an AC line. Okay, so boiler here. But it says it's out of order. So, admittedly, I don't really deal with too much with boilers, but an HVAC inspection would take care of understanding that. Gas appliances, not a big deal. I would prefer that they be elevated off the floor. That will require cutting the dielectric unions and raising them up. The value in that is that concrete is porous and wicks moisture. And over time, it will start to rust the bottom of these appliances. 2011. As long as they're clean, nobody ever services these. Servicing them mean emptying them out, cleaning out sediment, and then refilling them. But that's definitely something that could be considered. Furnace. with an A coil, which means AC. But they also have these other window units here. Spare, is this a spare? Yeah, because this is the water line. Let me see what's going on with this water line. Okay. Copper. That's important because if it were lead, you would have to replace this at some point in time. But it appears to be copper, which is good. Well, let me turn this back on because I can't see what I can't see. This is all for the boiler. Like I said, that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, so I won't even pretend that I know what I'm looking at when it comes to that. We'll need to get that inspected. But it says out of order, so I have questions. Plumbing is all new and new in the ground, which is a positive. That means that we have very little, if any, cast iron. Happy about that. What are you running from? All this tubing traveling so far. What does it go to? Okay, condensate line. Okay, so this condensate line is traveling all the way down there. What are you doing? PVC, PSI. That's such a weird thing. So they're hardlining water onto something. What is that, like a dishwasher maybe? Electric conduit. Definitely think this is a kitchen based on the layout. This is a kitchen. It's got to be a dishwasher. I guess that's legal. We'd have to ask. I've never seen that before. Doesn't make it wrong, but it does make it different. Okay, let's see what's going on this side. Okay, we got some shifting here in the floor on this side. Not necessarily a bad thing, but definitely something to consider. All the darkness we're experiencing here is moisture intrusion. That needs to be dry locked. I think having a better looking basement will be helpful. And that's a DIY thing. That's not a scary thing. While I'm holding the camera here, I'm sorry, I'm panning around looking at the connections. So 2 dryers, 1 washing machine. Okay. And also neither one of these outlets is GFI protected, and it should be because it's within 3 feet of water. That one isn't either. So that'll likely get dinged. What? Light switch. Something may be out. Okay. This is the boiler for upstairs and another furnace. So what was the plan here? What was the plan? So, because we're terminating boilers, because we also have furnaces which have AC units. So we have 2 units on boiler systems and 2 units on AC. And this one actually doesn't have the AC run to it, but it has the A coil, because the A coil is housed here. This is the component that services the condenser when it's put outside. 1024. So this was checked in 1024. Doesn't tell me where it was installed. This is a newer appliance. This one. Oh, actually, no. It looks like 1991. Still gas. No expansion tank on it. Second floor. This one, 2018. So this is the newest one. It's got some buildup on the dielectric union. Just needs to be cleaned off. You can see where the old knob and tube would have been run. Okay. Didn't really check that, but See, this is a sister joist, so this may have been notched or started to fail. You got a line of sister joists for support done appropriately. Got some down here too. Means they've done some corrections. Oh, okay. So AC line, that's from this one. So it's running from this other side out. The side here. Oh, cold shoot. All right, let me see what's going on outside. I only have access to that one unit, so I'm spending most of my time in the basement and common spaces. And then I'll tell you what's going on outside structurally. Okay, turn the light. Okay. Oh, backyard's cute. I don't think I have access to the garage currently. But look at the little garden situation. You have to keep it up, but it's cute. I think that belongs to the neighbors here. But this right here belongs to you, or would belong to you. Got some cacti. Shout out to Texas. Don't know what's happening here. Okay. 2-car garage. All right, I'm now just kind of looking at the tuck pointing. Actually, it doesn't look bad. Normally, if you're going to have some issues, it's going to be along where the gutters come into contact with the building or where they run down the side of the building. Don't see too much going on there. Okay, now I'm looking because this side didn't have a bunch of moisture situations going on. So let me see what's going on this side, because there was a lot of indicators of there needing to be some dry locking happening here. Okay, so you see all of these gaps along the sidewalk. What this needs is hydraulic concrete. Hydraulic concrete can contract and expand with cold and heat, and that'll keep that moisture out of there. It comes in like a tube, like caulk. Not a big deal. Okay, so downstairs and upstairs have AC units in the window. So that tells me that the furnace can accept another AC unit. It doesn't have one. So 2 questions would be, what type of coolant does it take? Because EPA has just eliminated one other kind of coolant, and so we would just have to determine what this would take in order to get it hooked up. So this whole side, well, I won't say whole side, what was it, 2nd floor? We just have to figure out which unit was prepped for AC with the furnace, and then figure out what the cost was. Because if they've done 2, then they can give us a ballpark figure of what their folks were charging to do it. Now, also looking up here, you see that divot right here? That's a damage to that parapet wall. And this is that bedroom. So that's telling me what I saw on the inside and why it's happening. So you see how it's supposed to be over the top and it's missing. Boop. That is why we're getting that water issue inside. And we got a little bit of missing parapet wall as well. All the caps, parapet caps there. Also, there's just some need for some spot tuck pointing. Anywhere you see a gap in the brick is an area where water can access the property moving forward. Okay. Okay. I don't see anything else crazy here. Let's go around to the other side. James. I gotta call James back. Parapet looks good on this side. The caps are all in place. Actually, ironically, the brick all looks good on this side too. You don't see any of the gaps. Now, here's where you can see some indicator of shifting. You see that stair step? That's just some of the settling that happens in these buildings. Doesn't mean something that needs to be fixed, but definitely something that needs to be monitored. I don't know if I see any other stair step cracks. There was one here that you see they repaired with tuck pointing, the mortar washout. Okay, I have no additional feedback. That concludes what I can see for now, and we will chat after you review it.